Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 659. It is the second last episode for 2025. One more episode we're going to see this year out. It has been a year, and today I want to talk about building on all the things that I've done over December about getting ready for the end of the year. I want to talk about that one task to do before the year ends or just as the new year begins. The end of the year creates a natural pause. Calendars slow down, routines loosen, and there's a brief moment where things can be noticed before they roll forward again. Before 2026 begins, before this year ends, before the new year begins, or just as that new year begins, there's one tech task worth doing. This doesn't improve anything. It doesn't really optimize anything, but it does end something. Now, why am I talking about ending things? December is when tech can quietly overstay its welcome. Now that's a bit of a marketing term. It's a bit wishy-washy. Let me see if I can explain this. The year pauses, but systems don't. The calendar reaches its final pages. Digital systems keep running exactly as they were, though. Tools, automations, folders, and workflows continue by default, even when the circumstances that created them have shifted and they may not be needed any longer. Temporary solutions become permanent by accident. Something gets set up as a short-term fix, a workaround, a quick tool, a rushed process. Months later, perhaps even years later, it's still there. We no longer question it. We no longer review it. It's just quietly embedded in all of our systems, in all of our operations. Sometimes the tools outlive the problems they were meant to solve. Many systems start with a clear job. It's either a project, a phase, or a specific need. When that job ends, the tech rarely does. It lingers, and it adds weight without adding value. Now, when I'm talking about adding weight, it might just be that it slows a process down. It might be it starts to hinder a process. It might be that it takes a lot of work to deal with that when you're doing something and you no longer need to spend that time, energy, effort. It might be that it's actually costing you money. It might be all of those things. That's what we mean by weight. Now, fatigue often comes from unfinished decisions, not just volume. The exhaustion that we often blame on too much tech can sometimes come from unresolved endings. Open loops create quiet background noise. It's not loud, but it's constant. Now, let me give you an example of that. I've just spent the last couple of days going through my inbox and clearing out all of the unread messages, clearing out all of the messages that I don't need to worry about. They can be deleted, they can go away. I had so much sitting there in that inbox that for the last month or so I've been sitting there looking at it going, I really need to deal with this. I really need to deal with this. I don't have time. It's not hurting anything. It can stay there. But it is hurting things because messages were starting to get lost. I was starting to get to that point of I'm overwhelmed. I feel fatigued knowing that there is so much work there for me to go and look at it. Now, work there, was that work because I knew there was work there that I had to do that I wasn't finding, or is it work that I just had to go through and do it? I think it was more the latter. I have spent the last couple of days going through doing that, and the buzz I'm getting when I open that inbox now and see how clean it is immense. It's great. It's just closed off something that I know I have needed to do for a very long time. It's also made me look at a couple of the workflows, a couple of the subscriptions I have. Do I need these anymore? Do I need to deal with them? And I've been able to close those off as well. So this one task, making an ending decision. It's not about reflections. It's not about optimizations. It's not about improvement. It's not about any of those things. It's about closure. One clear decision, one clear ending. Look, I would recommend, I don't like saying you should. Yeah, I would recommend that you could choose one thing that had a purpose in 2025. It might be a tool, it might be a system, a subscription, a workflow, or a shared space, for example. Something that once made sense but now exists mostly because it always has. You need to decide whether that job is finished, not paused, not maybe later. Is it finished? That decision sets the direction, even if the work comes later. You can say, yep, that one's done. We're going to come back and we are going to remove this from our process. When you do come back to look at it, after you've looked at everything else and deciding that this is the one thing that you want to deal with, end it cleanly, shut it down, archive it, cancel it, lock it and label it as done. The work may be real, but it's now bounded. You now have something that you can work with. Leave the space that creates empty. Endings like this creates gaps. This task that we're talking about now works best when the space is left open instead of immediately filling it. Just leave it open. Maybe you'll find that you're going to get yourself back 5 minutes every day that you don't need to do anything anymore. You can take that back for yourself. Maybe you'll find that 5 minutes in another couple of weeks, you've got something else that will nicely fill it, but don't go to immediately fill it. Leave it free. So why do these endings matter as much as new starts? It's not that they matter more than new starts. It's not that they matter more than anything else, but they do matter. Endings replace ongoing effort with finite work. Keeping systems alive requires continuous attention. Ending them may take real effort, but that effort has an end point. It's that human nature of ours to say, yes, we know that once we get to here, we won't have to worry about this anymore. It's not ongoing. It doesn't feel so oppressive to us. Fewer systems mean clearer priorities. Every active system competes for attention, even silently. Removing one reduces background demands across everything that remains. So let me say that again. Removing that one task reduces the background demand across everything that remains. So you've got a little bit more space for yourselves. You'll find that your January may actually work better when less is already running. One of the New Year benefits from fewer inherited systems is that early decisions become simpler when there is less already in motion. That makes sense. If you're not trying to keep all the balls in the air and you can walk in and there's less to handle, you've got more brain space, more emotional space to deal with things. Instead of stacking new intentions on top of old structures, you now have that room to decide what actually belongs in the year ahead. So it's all tying together now. You're not trying to juggle as many balls. You're not trying to sort of keep as many things running. You've got a little bit more space. You can actually look at your new year and make some decisions and make informed decisions without feeling fatigued or oppressed or overwhelmed. So let's get 2026 beginning without dragging those old decisions forward. Find one thing before the year turns and end it. This is a great way of choosing what does not get to define the next year. Okay, that's a different kind of episode, I think. It's a really hard one to do because everyone has a different pain point. Everyone has something different that they need to look at. But I would honestly recommend find one thing. There's no need to do a complete tech overhaul for 2026 at this point. We really are just trying to end the year. We're trying to get ourselves ready for the new year where there's no reset, there's no grand plan, just one clean ending. One thing that served its purpose that is now finished. Sometimes the simplest way to prepare for what's next is to decide what doesn't come with you, what stays behind. What do you guys think? Is that something you can take into 2026? I hope so. I hope there was something in there that was useful. Like I said, I've been cleaning out my inbox this week. It's been a task, been a big task. I feel so good for it though. I really do. I've also been cleaning up some of my automations and just making sure that, it's not just for me, it's for my team as well. My team now has some clean stuff to go into 2026 with. There's going to be some things that we're going to have to deal with as a result of it, and that's fine. But it's a new process. It's a new year, a new outlook to look at things. If this video, if you have any questions or comments, and hopefully I've asked more questions than I have answered today, please leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. You can also send me messages on the socials. I might get to them. I will get to them, but it will be slow. If this video has been useful to you, please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend who could benefit from it as well. And if you haven't done so already, please like the channel and subscribe. I'll ring that notification bell so that you can find out when I drop more content. You can tell it's getting towards the end of the year and I'm tired. I keep stumbling over my words. I will see you the day after tomorrow for the last episode of 2025. I nearly said 2026. I can't believe it. But 2025. In the meantime, guys, have a fantastic week. I'll see you later. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.